In all Western countries, we see increasingly patients with digestive diseases. Many patients develop inflammatory bowel disease, and others have chronic relapsing symptoms that severely impact on quality of life. In addition, 1 out of 10 in the Australian population will experience a colon cancer in their lifetime. All these are good reasons why we need an NHMRC Centre of Research Excellence in Digestive Health. Here in Brisbane, we have the Princess Alexandra Hospital, which is one of the largest hospitals in Australia. The Department of Gastroenterology is one of the largest departments with a very diverse portfolio of services. We have hepatologists, we have gastroenterologists, we have neurogastroenterologists, we have specialists in the field of inflammatory bowel disease, and in addition, we have allied health specialists like psychologists, dietitians, exercise physiologists who bring together their expertise to care for our patients. We have adjacent to the hospital one of the best research institutes, the Translation Research Institute, which provides us the capabilities and the infrastructure to do cutting-edge research. One of the priorities are the so-called functional gastrointestinal disorders. These are patients who have symptoms which are not explained when the routine diagnostic tests are applied. These patients frequently severely suffer from their symptoms, and the objective is to change the outcomes of these patients. And we have a variety of very promising approaches. On the one hand, we want to explore what is the role of the immune system and what is the role of the gastrointestinal microbiome, and we have very specific expertise here in Brisbane. The other side is how can we better treat these patients, and we are developing new treatment modalities who are effective and cost efficient, and it is not sufficient simply to do more of the same, but we truly have to innovate how we deliver services to our patients. And this project with the research approaches which are novel and highly innovative holds a promise to change how we will treat patients in the future.
The benefits of the CRE are expected to be coming up with cures rather than treatments of symptoms for painful gastrointestinal symptoms which escape diagnosis at the current point in time. And by developing new knowledge and understanding, provide strategies in diagnosis and treatment that have scientific, medical and commercial value. I'm excited to be at the Translational Research Institute because it brings together interests and expertise from universities, the hospital sector, as well as industry partners to look at what are the most bearing issues of the day with respect to gastrointestinal symptoms. And through the Centre for Research Excellence in Digestive Health, develop tools and approaches that help those in the clinic and GPs to better diagnose, understand and treat these painful conditions, to reverse or even cure people. The gastrointestinal tract of all animals is colonised by a metabolically and functionally diverse community of microorganisms, and while we've long recognised their relevance and importance, our capacity to learn and understand what contributions and interactions they have with our genetics, the environment we live in and our lifestyle choices, and as a result impacts our overall health and well-being, has been very difficult to study and understand. So it's really been the advent of new technologies and approaches that move us in part away from the small fraction of microbes we can culture in the lab to using a range of new tools for the culture-independent characterisation of these microbial communities that adds a new frontier to the medical research.
My work at the Centre for Research Excellence in Digestive Health involves applying functional brain imaging to better characterise how the mind impacts and is impacted by functional gastrointestinal disorders. We know that psychiatric symptoms, including depression and anxiety, are elevated in these conditions, but the relationship is complex. Anxiety and depression are both caused by gastrointestinal disorders and also exacerbate their expression. By better understanding the evidence base which differentiates patient phenotypes, we hope to improve personalised medicine treatments.
The Centre for Research Excellence is very important for myself and for all budding academic gastroenterologists or junior researchers, and the reason is I started my PhD while I was undergoing my training in gastroenterology, and I was fascinated by how I could translate the research that was centered around my PhD, characterizing the role of gastrointestinal microbiome in health and in functional gastrointestinal disorders from bedside into clinical practice. The CRE will actually give many people like myself and other budding researchers opportunities to pursue research in this area of extreme unmet needs, that's functional gastrointestinal disorders, which clearly impacts the lives of many Australians and people worldwide.